Hi, it's Jo Cordell-Cooper here, and I am addressing a question I've had around selection of gaiters. So I've brought my selection with me to discuss the different features and needs that you might have. So, and match it to the gaiter. So these are little ankle ones. These are like a homemade thing. So that's just a bit of material with elastic around there. And you can buy similar things. I've seen tradies wearing them. Actually, I think you can get them from Bunnings as well as Mountain Creek, probably anywhere really. But these are just little homemade ones, and the purpose of them is just to keep grit, sand out of your sock and your shoe. So if you're doing a lot of beach walking, these are perfect. If you know you're in a really dry region with a lot of dust that's going to get into your shoe and possibly create blisters, these are what you need. Okay, they were just really simple, and like I said, homemade. They want to be firm around your ankle, but not so much that they hurt your ankles. Okay, so that's those ones. Now the other 4 lots I've got, some of these are really quite, they could be in a museum. They're so old, but they all have different features. And these were the first pair of gaiters that I ever owned. I don't even know what brand they are. They've got like a JanSport. That's what they would be. Most gaiters have a zip or even Velcro to attach them to you. These are elasticated at the top, in the middle, and a bit around the base. They have a little hook there that goes around the front of your lace, so that helps you know which is front and which is back. Sometimes they do up at the front, sometimes they do up at the back, but you want that little clip to go over like your shoe lace. Let's see if I can get this in frame. So if you can see my foot up on here, just through your lace like that, so that they don't ride up. So that's what you need that for. You've got your strap underneath. This is obviously just a little bit of rope that's replaced whatever was originally there, and they zip up. And I do like these because they slip up and or they can be pushed down depending on what you want. So that's that little pair there. After that, I bought this pair from Summit, and I reckon these could walk on their own. They're so sturdy and stiff, and that might be appealing to you. I've always found them a little bit stiff. They are Velcro at the back there, and they have elasticated at the top and a drawstring thing, so you can firm them up. These are reasonably good if you've got quite large calves. I know some people really struggle to get a good set of gaiters because they have a large calf muscle. So that's an option there, that you can loosen that off if you do have bigger calves or just bigger legs. It once had a strap underneath, no longer does. Because these are so sturdy, I didn't feel that I needed a strap underneath because they just stay. But it's got that little button to hook into the front of your boot and into your lace too, to keep them from riding down. These are pretty good if you're going into something quite scrubby and wet and so on, because they are waterproofed. So they have a plastic coating on the back there, and yeah, they're just really very thick, sturdy gaiters there. So given that they were so sturdy, I bought myself a pair that were a lot softer. So once again, we've got the elasticated strap at the top. Actually, that's not elasticated, it's just a drawstring one. Velcro and buttons, which go at the back, and again the little hook there, so they all seem to have that. So I like these because for me, I don't have particularly long legs. I'm not a shorty, but they sit just above my calf, so they don't have to be too tight to actually stay up. They're pretty sturdy. If you were wearing those in sort of very scrubby area, I think you'd be quite happy. Once again, it's a bit of a theme with all my gaiters that the bottom bit has been removed. They do seem to fall off a bit. This is another version of that. So this is a metal strap that is underneath, and then we've got buckles, so you can lengthen them if you're particularly big feet, big boots and so on. These are adjustable, which is kind of practical, but these bits flap out, and I have seen people trip on those. And also the bottom strap, if you're going through something where it's okay if you're on duckboard or something like that, but if you're in something which is a bit lots of sticks, not muddy sticky or even muddy sticky, things can get caught under there and it's a trip risk, or you might step on yourself and trip over. So that's probably why I haven't worried about keeping that on, or I adapt it somehow, because that doesn't poke in anywhere. It does just flap out like that, so that's a bit of a problem. But these are my newest ones, and I am quite happy with these. They're quite short, so they're sort of a mid-calf length, and I wore these when I went into the Western Arthurs, which isn't known for, or some bits of it are a bit muddy, I suppose, but more than anything, in summer at least, it's quite rocky, so you're not going to get down to your over your knees in mud, just your ankles. So they were pretty good for that. So yeah, pretty soft. So I like a bit of softness actually in my gaiters. So yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea on what's available. So some of the key features that you're looking at: where are you going? How muddy is it? So are you going to be up to your knees in mud? Gaiters can only do so much, and if they are caked in mud, they add to the weight that you've got on your legs. So that can be like an added endurance thing to train for, I guess. Are you wearing them instead of trousers? So maybe you're going somewhere a bit scratchy, but you don't actually want to wear trousers. You're a shorts wearing person, but you want a bit of protection around your legs. So maybe the longer ones are better for that. Is it a snake risk? So if it's a snake risk, you probably want something a little bit thicker. And are they going to be getting wet? Because wetness equals heavy. And also, what are we protecting? Is it just a sock underneath, or is it your leg? It can be a bit of a leech trap too if you're in a lot of mud and your gaiters just go to your legs. Your leeches can get in under there and have a little bit of a party without you really knowing. So my preference is to wear, if I'm wearing gaiters, it's because I've got trousers and I'm going somewhere quite wet as well. So gaiters are fine for in the snow too. They give you that little bit of added protection, warmth, I suppose, from the elements. So that might be a consideration for you. So that's ended up being about a 9-minute video. I didn't know I had so much to say about gaiters, but if you have any questions, you can post them through. I don't really go for recommending brands because for one, no one's sponsoring me and telling me that I have to promote their brand. But the other thing is, a brand that sold 10 years ago, it might now be manufactured somewhere completely differently, and the quality is quite different. And if you have some ethical considerations around choosing products, you're going to want to make that decision yourself. Okay, so questions in the comments, and yeah, thanks for listening.